The last time we reviewed KitKat, it didn't go so well, but they were scamming us, weren't they? They scammed the consumer. And for all I can tell, we don't appear to be being scammed with this flavour release. So this should bode well. Hello everyone, welcome to Food Review UK. My name's MJ and today we're reviewing the KitKat Nescafe Mocha flavour. I purchased these from Sainsbury's. I'm afraid I can't remember how much they were, but this pack is a 9-pack and you get 104 calories in each one. They are foil wrapped individually, and just to be very clear, the back of the packaging says 2 crispy wafer fingers covered in coffee flavour chocolate. So that is what we're dealing with, a coffee flavour whisper snack. And just to be totally clear, yeah, the packaging says Nescafe Mocha flavour. So that's what we should be dealing with. This seems pretty straightforward to me, guys. The thing that's going to be hard for me here is that I don't know Nescafe coffee from any other type of coffee, so I couldn't really say, oh, this tastes like Nescafe. But realistically, I guess they're just doing it for the brand name, innit? It's obviously all Nestle, so Nestle owns Nescafe. They're just using the strength of their combined brands, right? Wow. That is an absolute punch of smell. Pungent. With sweet chocolate and sweet coffee aromas. That does smell nice. Let's give it a try, guys. I'm just going to go for the 2 fingers. If that offends anyone, I'm really sorry. Okay. That's good. It's sweet from the milk chocolate. I'm getting a typical KitKat flavour from this. Classic. We all know KitKat. Do you know the origin of KitKat? Where did I post that? I think it was on a Resourceman Daily video. I'll put the link in it, or I might even put a clip at the end of this video. I've got all the information about why KitKats are called KitKats in a video that I filmed probably 10 to 15 years ago. I probably filmed this video. But I think I will put it at the end of this video if I can find it. Yeah, not masses of coffee flavour. It is quite light, but it is pleasant. For sure, definitely pleasant. I really enjoy it. I think the packaging's quite cool. How it's got like the gold little section that has the Nescafe logo on. And yeah, it's probably good that it's not too overpowering. I guess that's how they get away with calling it Mocha. The chocolate element comes from the KitKat. The coffee element comes from the supposed Nescafe flavouring. It is perfectly pleasant, perfectly nice. Probably not my favourite KitKat, like if we're thinking, you know, it's certainly not a KitKat chunky peanut butter, right? But I'd probably take other flavours of the normal 2-finger wafers over this as well. But it is pleasant, it is nice. I give it a perfectly solid 3 stars. Yeah, makes a nice little snack on lunch, I guess. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new, please subscribe, and please enjoy this origin of why they're called KitKats. Cheers.
What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour?
Hello and welcome to the 19th of August 2010. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about history. More importantly, one of these guys. Now the chances are every single person watching this video will have eaten or consumed one of these. Yes, it's a KitKat chocolate bar. Now, how many of you know where the name KitKat came from? That's right, none of you. Well, today I'm going to tell you where that name comes from. The KitKats were first produced in the 1930s in York, in England, and they were designed by someone called James Andrews. Now, James was a very avid bowler, and in the 1930s, it started off in the 1920s, but in the 1930s, there was a certain sport around bowling, or rather technique in bowling, that became very popular. It would be to get 2 lanes of the bowling alley, and one person would roll 2 bowling balls down the lanes, and the thing is, if you got a strike on, I think it was the left-hand lane, I was just leaning on my bin and it fell over, if you got a strike down the left-hand lane, it was called a kit, and if you got a strike down the right-hand lane, it was called a cat. and if you got a strike on both of them, it was called, yeah, you guessed it, KitKat. And because they were such avid fans of this bowling technique, they called it KitKat because the 2 bars of the KitKat represented the 2 lanes of the bowling. Because they started off with just 2 bars, they never had 4 bars. It was only when they were bought out by Roundtrees in America in the 1940s, and the Americans demanded more, chocolate for their sugar, because, they're Americans, and they added the 4 bars, originally rebranding it KitKat, but that was then changed a few years later to just KitKat, and you can get it in whatever, 4 bars, 2 bars. And now, these days you can get it in all different flavours. There's, when I was doing research for this, I found you can get it in green tea flavour, that's crazy. Strawberry flavour, kiwi flavour, so that's pretty awesome. I'm not sure what other news I've got to say. I've got some great content lined up for you guys in the coming days. I've literally got enough content for loads more shows, so I hope you're enjoying it. Bye. Sugar. Oh lads, I didn't know they installed an escalator here.
We haven't.
Oh, that's fucking embarrassing.
I've had my red burger. Nope, we've got no serviettes, damn. We'll have to use this paper, yeah. Right. Sorry guys, just getting a serviette.